Deuteronomy. No, what is it? You got Leviticus, Deuteronomy. No, you got Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and then Numbers. If I'm saying them right in order. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. Numbers, then Deuteronomy. But they think after them, really them 4 books, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, that's where the law stops. You know? Nah, this whole book, that was a law right there that was just read. That's law. Read that out.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways.
Don't envy your oppressor and choose none of his ways. That wasn't a opinion in the you know. That was by the mouth of that was by the mouth of Yahushua. And when he was on the earth as King Solomon. You know? Ain't the Proverbs. So that's Nate. He's envying his oppressor, which is the so-called white man, and he's choosing all of his ways.
All of them.
You know? He's saying that you get married, you gotta have that certificate. It ain't official without that marriage certificate. You know? Esau got these control of the seas right now. You know? And what happens in the seas. You want to get on a cruise ship, you got to go through Esau. You know? Straight up. You want to get a... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it.
I would say Esau set up maritime laws. You know, the maritime laws.
Straight up.
You know?
So he's in control of what's happening in that water, man. You just can't get your black ass in the ocean somewhere in the seas and without Esau knowing what's going on. You can be there, but Esau gotta know why you there, what's going on, and how long you gonna be in the water.
I don't give a damn. How long you got a rowboat? Esau wanna know.
Yeah, and he know. Because a lot of people think, oh yeah, you know, them West Indians think they can, because they doing shit out in the islands, and yeah, Esau know, y'all do that shit. Do your little, you know, fishing and abominable fishing, because they love lobsters and crabs and shrimps and shit, you know? And they, you know, especially the ones in the U.S. Virgin Islands, they think, oh, you free. That's why it's called, you free when you go over there to the islands. No, it's the U.S. Virgin Islands. Exactly. Esau controls that shit. You know? But they can ship fish. You know, they can go out to the island and bring clean, you know, so-called clean fish back. Esau don't give a damn, man. Go ahead,
I was gonna say, man, the U.S. Virgin Islands, they actually worse than we are here because they belong to the government of D.C. They belong to D.C. See, D.C. is a separate government inside the U.S. And they set up its own constitution back in 1871. A whole separate constitution was set up. The constitution that we know today as the Constitution of the U.S. or United States, that's the Constitution for Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. And Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, they are actually provinces, for lack of a better word, of Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just some shit that a lot of people don't know, but you go back and read the laws, it's all there. Looking at that actually last Sunday, I was reading up on that. Come.
Hey, I can back up just a tidbit. I think I don't want to lose sight, but this wall blocking that.
You can still see, brother?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, man. So, hey, man, we ain't supposed to be getting involved in the ways of Esau, man. The scripture clearly say, come out of her, you know? Hey, can you grab that?
Yeah, come on.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, yeah. Any vessel that hit that water, Esau, he gonna know about it, man. Any vessel. And he got the game warden here in the States, you know, that if you go on these domestic waters to go fishing or whatever, the game warden gonna know about it.
Yeah. Esau, and they got, just like you got a, what is it called? Is it a game warden if you like for hunting and shit too?
Right, same.
Right. They got them the game in the waters and basically like in the what is that called? The woods.
Land, yeah.
You know?
Right.
So you can't just go off and kill a. It's only you got if you go kill a deer, you know, Esau into that, they just can't go out there and just kill up as many deer as they want, as big as they want. They got rules and I don't know all the rules and regulations, but it's regulated. Same thing with fishing. You go fishing, you just can't go out there and do what you want to do. Esau's in fucking control, man. You know. They got a big ass net where the salmon be at. And I don't know, you have to look into it, but in the waters, they got, you know, you do got your wild salmon, but then the ones that they form for the forming, they got a net to where them motherfuckers can't go, and it's like putting a chicken in a cage, but doing it in the water, and they isolate them, and feed them different, you know, and then they also have. Man, Esau is a fucking devil. I know we kind of been away from choosing none of Esau's ways, but
well, you going into his ways. So
yeah, Esau, what the salmon, when they spawn or they go to lay their basically lay their eggs, they gotta go upstream.
Yeah, they go upstream.
They go upstream to do it. It's instinctive. They just know to do it. That's how the Most High engineered the animal life, is to operate off instinct. They just know what to do, and they go upstream. But when they put a dam up, it's somewhere out here on the outskirts of Houston and out here in Texas. They put a dam up that blocked their path to going upstream, and them motherfuckers had to make an artificial way for them salmon to get upstream so they could spawn, man, because they put a fucking dam up. You know, fucked up their natural habitation. Then we were talking about salmon, man. I just thought about, go ahead, dog.
Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 5. For Israel had not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of the Lord of hosts. Though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Now, you over there in IUIC, y'all talking about, preparing for the coming of Christ and keeping the commandments. That's how it's going to deliver you. But you follow all of Esau's commandments. So how you going to follow two sets of laws? You follow his calendar, because you keep your Sabbath according to his calendar. Y'all don't even see how bugged out that whole so-called camp or congregation is over there, man.
That's right.
Y'all trying to follow the laws of Yahweh, or the laws of I'm gonna just say the Most High. Y'all don't believe in the name Yahweh, you know? Y'all trying to follow the laws of the scriptures, and at the same time, you following the laws of Esau. Now, how does that work? You can't do that, man. It ain't gonna work. It don't work like that. Y'all just doing what the fuck you want to do over there.
Basically.
Now the scriptures say, "Come up flee from Babylon." You know. Stop doing the things that we used to do in the world. Y'all still in the world, man. Y'all never left out of the world. Only thing is, y'all think them fringes that you got on your garment is covering your wickedness just by putting on that garment, man. You know? Y'all doing everything contrary to these scriptures, man. Another thing, y'all teaching that y'all out there on the block telling people about the commandments. It's all about the commandments. The commandments is what's going, basically the commandments is what's going to deliver you. Come back and start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and that's how you'll be delivered. That's bullshit. Start rehearsing the righteous acts, but it's faith. To prove that, read Acts the 15th chapter. Them gents, when they went out to they had a council in Acts the 15th chapter about the day of the circumcision that was laying that burden on the Gentiles, saying you got to keep the law of Moses and get circumcised to receive salvation. And they had a council about it and said they only had to keep so many laws, the ones that was just converting, waking up to the truth, the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners. And then of course, after you get rooted and built up, of course you're gonna start keeping the laws and rehearsing the laws a lot more than just keeping a few of them. You know? But all they said is, you gotta just read it. I ain't gonna even bring it out. But eat nothing that has been strangled, abstain from blood, and I forget the other one. Fornication. Those three. And he said, if you do these things, you'll do well. It's written in the Acts the 15th chapter. They went to the elders and apostles, which the top men was Great Millstone, the apostles of Great Millstone, all the top men. But the top teachers right now, but I'm sorry, it was the apostles, the 12 apostles, and then the other elders, you had Paul, Barnabas, and they had a council on what was right concerning salvation, to be what to convey to the Israelite foreigners coming into the faith. And it wasn't telling them, it's the law, you gotta keep the law, these commandments. No. Go ahead,
I got it real quick.
Go ahead,
It's Acts chapter 15, verse 28. For it seemed good to the Holy Spirit and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things.
Now over there, they over there telling you at IUIC that you got to keep the whole law, when it's impossible to keep the whole law. And then, especially when you when you just coming into the truth, when you just waking up, coming out of the world, out of that Gentiles state of mind into the faith, You worried about every little, I gotta keep this law, that law. You'll bug yourself out. And we ain't pushing we all for keeping the law. We just understanding these corrupt bodies and this corrupt kingdom in captivity, there's no way possible we can keep all the laws. Go ahead.
That ye abstain from meats offered to idols, and from blood, and from things strangled, and from fornication, from which if ye keep yourselves, ye shall do well.
From which if you keep yourself, you should do well. Meaning that they gonna go and grow into keeping more of the laws. Eventually if they not circumcised, get circumcised, But right now, just coming in, it's about your faith. It's about learning this truth, what these scriptures and these prophecies is talking about. Along the way, yes, you're gonna grow, you're gonna be keeping the law. You know, cause you gotta learn about